AITA for canceling Christmas dinner and answering 53 calls with just 6 words? My name is Emily Hayes, I am 30 years old, and I am the manager of a restaurant in River North, Chicago. It is one of the expensive ones, it is always full and the money is decent but the hours are insane. Most days I do not set foot in my house before 10 at night. That day I took my car and went to my parents' house in Naperville, the same 3-bedroom house where we grew up. With the traffic at that hour, it took me more than an hour. As soon as I parked, I saw the usual from the window. My older brother Michael with his wife Jessica and their kids Sophia and Leo, all arranged as if they were a postcard. In the living room was my younger sister, Chloe, lounging on the couch with her boyfriend Ryan, as if he were already part of the furniture. My mom had made a homemade meal to make it feel special. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, and vegetables. The table was the same one as always, the one that had water rings on the wood from when we were kids. We sat down like always. Michael and Jessica with the kids, Chloe and Ryan on one side, me next to my mom. I had not even finished getting settled when my dad started. "Michael, how is the promotion going?" Michael straightened up as if he were in a meeting. Good. They already made me senior coordinator at the insurance company. I am bringing in more clients, more responsibility." Jessica did not take long to chime in. "I am so proud. We can finally think about moving to a bigger house." My mom smiled as if she were being given a gift. "And Sophia is reading so fast, huh? She is advanced." "That is my girl," my mom said, delighted. "Leo, tell your grandma what you learned in kindergarten." I ate in silence while they talked about Michael's work, Jessica's part-time job, Sophia's swimming lessons, and Leo getting out of diapers, the usual, their perfect life first. When the model family topic was over, they turned to look at Chloe. "Ryan," my dad said with that interview tone, "how is the new job at the bank?" "Very well. In fact, we wanted to tell you something." Ryan squeezed Chloe's hand as if it were a television announcement. "I asked her to marry me over the weekend. We are already engaged." The table erupted. My mom cried with emotion. My dad shook Ryan's hand firmly, as if approving of him. Michael patted him on the back. Jessica asked to see the ring. Even the kids got excited and came closer. "My darlings. How beautiful," my mom said, hugging them. "And when would the wedding be?" "Next fall. We do not want anything huge, but we do want to do it right," Chloe said. "Ryan's parents want to meet you. Let's see if we can have a dinner next month." I kept cutting my meat into smaller and smaller pieces. I was not even tasting anything. This was the usual. First Michael and his family, then Chloe with her news. And I was the extra chair. No one asked how I was doing at the restaurant, even though I had just closed a big banquet contract. No one asked if I was dating anyone. No one asked if I was okay. I only heard Michael without turning around. "Emily, pass me the bread." I passed it to him and returned to my mashed potatoes as if it did not sting. Then my mom snapped her fingers as if she finally remembered something. "Oh right, Emily, I need to talk to you about Christmas." I felt a small relief, like a finally. "What is going on?" "We are going to have Christmas here. But this time it is going to be bigger than normal." She started counting on her fingers. Jessica's parents are coming, and Jessica's sister with her family, also Ryan's parents and Ryan's brother with his wife, and the usual ones. I was already doing the math in my head. Aunt Carol, Uncle Robert, Cousin Linda and her kids. "How many in total?" I asked. 20. My mom said it as if it were a party. "No, that is awesome. 20 people is a lot of food," I said, measuring my words. "Are you sure you can handle that?" My mom looked at me with that face she made when she was going to ask for something, but wanted it to seem natural. "That is exactly why I am telling you. I cannot cook for 20 people by myself." She paused. She fixed her hair. "So I thought, since you work at your restaurant, you can order all the food from there and have them deliver it on the 24th in the afternoon. Professional food without me getting stressed, and maybe they will even give you a discount." Everyone kept looking at me, waiting for me to say yes. As always, I slowly lowered my fork. A complete Christmas dinner for 20 people from a restaurant in River North was no small thing. "Mom, that is really expensive." "How much?" my dad asked, as if it were a curiosity. I took a deep breath and did the quick calculation with a tight stomach. About $3,600. There was a heavy silence. I tried to keep my voice calm. I can pitch in, I do not know, 1,500, but we would really have to split the rest among everyone. My mom stiffened. What do you mean split it? We have our own expenses. But you make good money, she blurted out, already with an edge in her voice. And you work there. Can't they give you a discount? It does not work like that. I am a manager, not an owner. Jessica chimed in softly, as if it were not a complaint. Surely you can arrange something, right? Since it is family. The 6 pairs of eyes were on me, as if I were saying a swear word. I can ask, but I do not promise you anything, I said. And anyway, I can only pitch in 1,500. The rest would have to be shared. My mom looked at me with a cold anger, the kind that is scary because they do not even raise their voice. Emily Marie Hayes. I cannot believe what you are saying. She turned to my dad as if looking for backup, and she got it. I am truly embarrassed, my mom said. You make more than everyone here, you work in an expensive restaurant, and you come here to count pennies at Christmas. I am not counting pennies, I said, already feeling my face get hot. I am saying what it costs and offering to pay a large chunk. A chunk, Chloe whispered, turning to Ryan. How selfish. Ryan let out a low chuckle. My eyes burned. What did you say? I asked. Nothing, Chloe said quickly, with an innocent face. Just that you do not have a family to support like Michael. Michael shifted uncomfortably, but said nothing. Nor do you have wedding expenses like us, Chloe continued. You live alone in your little apartment. What do you spend your money on? I kept looking at her in disbelief. Seriously. My dad cut me off with his voice. Emily, your mom is organizing a beautiful Christmas. The least you can do is help. I am helping, I said almost breathless. I am offering $1,500. That is not helping, my mom said. That is leaving us with the problem while you stay over there very relaxed with your money. I turned to look at Michael, expecting something. What do you think, Michael? He cleared his throat. Well, yes, it is a lot, but if we all pitch in. Silence again. No one said, I will pitch in this much. No one. They just waited for me to cave. My mom breathed slowly, and when she spoke, her voice was no longer trembling. It was her, it is already decided voice. You know what? Forget it. You are going to pay for everything. I froze. What? You heard me, she said, staring right at me. You are paying for it in full. End of discussion. You eat here. You are part of this family, and that is going to be your contribution. My dad nodded without thinking twice. Chloe avoided my gaze. Michael kept looking at his plate. Jessica said nothing, but her silence also weighed heavy. I felt a lump in my throat. Okay, I said without recognizing my own voice. I will order it. Perfect, my mom said as if she had won something. Have them deliver it on the 24th at 5. I nodded and went back to my plate, although I was no longer hungry. The conversation moved on as if nothing had happened. Sophia's school play, Leo's toys, Chloe's wedding plans. I finished eating in silence. I helped clear the plates. Then I drove back to my apartment with my hands gripping the steering wheel. $3,600. And all alone. The next morning I placed the order at the restaurant. Complete Christmas package. Roast beef tenderloin, roast pork leg, side dishes, appetizers, 3 desserts. Everything so it would be perfect. They asked for an advance payment to set aside the holiday production. I left $1,800 and scheduled the delivery for December 24th at 5 in the afternoon at my parents' house. My boss, David, reviewed the order and whistled. Wow, that's some feast, he said, smiling. Your family is going to eat like kings. I forced a smile. Christmas was 3.5 weeks away, and I had a restaurant to run. December flew by amid the pressure. The reservations, the year-end dinners, the office holiday parties, the entire families. That month was always the heaviest. I threw myself fully into work so I would not think about the $3,600 I had already taken on. And it was not just that. For a year, every month, I had been transferring $1,000 to my mom to help them with the mortgage. My dad had retired early due to health issues, and my mom's part-time job was not enough. Michael and Chloe never gave a single dollar, but somehow it always fell on me. Just in November and December it was $2,000 for the mortgage plus the dinner. In 2 months I was spending over $5,000 on my family. Meanwhile, Michael talked about taking his family on a trip, and Chloe was super excited about her engagement party. December 24th finally arrived. I had asked for the day off. It was rare, but the restaurant was closed that day and also on the 25th. David always gave us time off, although he left a delivery driver for scheduled deliveries. At noon I called the restaurant to confirm the delivery. "Everything is ready, Emily," Maria the chef told me. "The tenderloin turned out perfect. The pork leg is ready. The side dishes too. They are going to love it." "Thank you, Maria," I said. "I truly appreciate you getting it done today." "Do not even mention it. Family is family," she answered calmly. Around 4 in the afternoon, I started getting ready to go to my parents' house. The idea was to arrive early and help with the decorations, arrange chairs, and set the table. I put on a red sweater, and just then my cell phone vibrated. Facebook notification. My mom had just posted something. I opened the app without thinking and my stomach turned. It was a family photo. There were my mom, my dad, Michael, Jessica, Sophia, Leo, Chloe, and Ryan all dressed up, smiling in the usual living room. In the back, you could see the perfectly decorated tree. I was not there. I read the text once and again. "Only the most loved ones. Merry Christmas." I kept staring at the screen as if I did not understand. Comments started pouring in. Aunt Carol wrote, "What a beautiful family, and where's Emily?" My mom's response left me cold. "Oh, no one even misses her. No one would notice if she is not here." I felt like I could not breathe. I dropped onto the couch in my apartment, still wearing the sweater. I had not even grabbed my keys to leave. They had taken the photo without me. But worse, my mom had posted it as if it were on purpose, and when someone asked about me, she erased me with a phrase that reduced me to nothing. And the most absurd part was this. I was going to arrive in an hour. They could have waited, they could have taken the photo with me like a normal family. They did not want to. They chose to take the photo of the most loved ones without me, and that was nothing new. My whole life had been like that. Michael and Chloe were always the favorites. When Michael made the high school football team, my dad took him out to celebrate. When I got straight A's several semesters in a row, no one said anything. When Chloe got her first job, my mom made her a special meal. When I got promoted for the first time, I celebrated alone. For Michael's graduation, they threw a party in the backyard with everyone. For mine, we went to dinner at a family restaurant, and my dad complained about the prices the whole time. When Chloe got her degree, they rented a hall and brought the extended family. When I finished my degree, they sent me a card. Even at Christmas it was the same. As kids, their pile of gifts was always bigger. "Emily does not need that much," my mom used to say. "She is practical. She likes useful things, useful like socks and notebooks, while they receive toys and whatever they craved." I got used to being the one who helps, the one who solves things, the one who supports, but not the one who counts. But seeing that photo today with that text and reading my mom's comment hit me differently. Maybe because I was about to pay for a $3,600 dinner for people who did not even want me in the picture. Maybe because I had spent a year keeping their house afloat while my siblings gave nothing. I kept looking at the photo and an idea came to me so clearly that it scared me. I did not want to go, I did not want to see them. I did not want to stand there with a fake smile while they ate a dinner paid for by me. Even though my mom had just said that no one would miss me. I grabbed my cell phone and called the restaurant. "Restaurant, Maria speaking." "Maria, it is Emily. What happened? We are almost packing everything up for delivery." I swallowed hard. "I need to cancel today's order." There was silence on the other end. "What do you mean cancel? Everything is ready. It really turned out perfect." "I know and I am sorry," I said with a tight voice, "but do not deliver it to my parents' house. Please just do not deliver it." And I hung up before my voice trembled worse. 15 minutes later David called me. "Emily, what happened? Maria told me you canceled." Everything was already done. My breathing was ragged and before I knew it I was telling him everything. The dinner at the beginning of the month, the pressure to pay, the photo, my mom's comment. David did not interrupt me. When I finished, he just said, "Wow, I am so sorry." He stayed quiet for a second and then spoke firmly. Listen, that order is already made and the kitchen already worked. I cannot promise you that it will be recovered 100% right this second, but I am going to do everything to place it with another client. If someone buys it, we will refund your full advance payment. I gripped my cell phone. David, you do not have to worry. Besides, it has been busy today. I have clients asking for last-minute packages. If it fits, it is sorted out. I hung up with a strange feeling in my chest, as if a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, but without feeling that everything was magically fixed. Even so, something did change. I was not going to my parents' house. I was not going to fake it. I sent Christmas messages to my friends and my coworkers, to everyone except my family. Then I turned off my cell phone. That night I was going to be alone, and yes, it was fine. I had some frozen meals and a bottle of wine saved. I was going to have silence, peace. Around 6 in the afternoon, the doorbell rang. I peeked through the peephole and saw a driver from the restaurant with a thermal bag. I opened cautiously. They sent me this, he said. From David. He asked me to tell you Merry Christmas. It was a complete dinner for one person. Sliced meat, roasted vegetables, mashed potatoes, and even a slice of chocolate cake. My eyes filled with tears. My boss had taken more care of me than my family had in years. I heated up the food and ate dinner in front of the TV watching old Christmas movies. It was delicious, and for the first time in all of December, I did not have a knot in my stomach over money or fights. I wondered what was happening at my parents' house. At 5 the delivery should have arrived. By 6 guests should have been arriving expecting dinner. Surely they had already called the restaurant. I imagined their faces, the full living room, the table set, and no food. A part of me felt guilt, but a bigger part felt satisfied. They had made it very clear that I did not count as a loved one. So let them figure out their Christmas without their ATM. I went to sleep early, calmer than I had been in months. On the morning of the 25th, I turned on my cell phone. 53 missed calls and a ton of messages, all from my family. I read them in order, watching how their desperation escalated. 5:47 p.m. My mom. Where is the food? It should have arrived by now. 6:15 p.m. Michael. Emily, what is up with the dinner? People are already arriving. 6:32 p.m. Chloe. Answer, what did you do? My dad. Emily, we need to know what happened. Call us now. 7:23 p.m. My mom. I called the restaurant and they say you canceled. What is wrong with you? 7:41 p.m. Michael, you ruined Christmas. Jessica's family is uncomfortable. The kids are asking. 8:15 p.m. Chloe, are you crazy? Do you realize what you did? Ryan's parents think we are a disaster. 8:52 p.m. My mom. We had to send everyone out for fast food right on Christmas Eve. What an embarrassment. Ryan's parents left early. 9:34 p.m. My dad. This is unacceptable. You made us look ridiculous. The further along it got, the angrier they got, the more they blamed me. Not once did anyone ask why. I laughed alone in my kitchen. Not out of humor, out of disbelief. At 10 in the morning, my mom called me again. I answered, hello. Emily. She yelled so loudly that I had to move the phone away. Who do you think you are? You ruined our Christmas. I waited for her to let it all out. 20 people arrived expecting a gorgeous dinner, and we ended up improvising with fast food. What a humiliation. Ryan's parents left. Jessica's family did not even know what to say. The kids were crying because they did not understand. When she finally paused, I asked calmly, are you done? No, I want to know why you did it. Why did you sabotage us? I took a breath. I saw the post on Facebook. Silence. What post? The family photo where you wrote, only the most loved ones. And when Aunt Carol asked about me, you replied, no one even misses her. Another long silence. Emily. You what? I said without raising my voice. Did you forget that I was coming over? Did you forget that I was paying for everything? Or do I only exist when you need money? You are twisting it, she tried to say quickly. I am not twisting it, I answered her. I understood it perfectly. If I am not loved enough to be in the photo, then I am not loved enough to pay for the dinner either. That is not what I meant. Yes, it was, I said. And that is it. Emily, do not exaggerate. I have been transferring $1,000 to you every month for a year for the mortgage, I said calmly, but with my heart pounding. Michael gives nothing. Chloe gives nothing. Only me. Well, that is over. What do you mean it is over? Her voice broke. It is over, I repeated. Starting in January, you are not going to receive a single dollar from me. You cannot do that. Of course I can. I heard her breathing heavily, as if the world were crashing down on her. Without your help, we are going to lose the house. You have 2 other children, I told her. You can ask them too. Emily, wait. I hung up. That same morning I blocked them. Not forever, just to be able to breathe. Afterwards, I did laundry and cleaned the apartment as if I were scrubbing something stuck to the walls. Around noon there was a knock on my door. I peeked out. There they all were. My mom, my dad, Michael, Jessica, Chloe, and Ryan with long faces, determined. I opened it. We need to talk, my mom said. They barged in. The building's security guard let them in because he had known my family for years. They came in and stood in my living room as if it were a meeting to judge me. My mom's eyes were swollen. I do not understand why you did this, she said. Why did you ruin Christmas and now you say you are not going to help us anymore? I am not making anything up, I answered her. I am telling you what is going to happen. But why? Chloe blurted out desperately. What is wrong with you? I glared at her. What is wrong with me? I repeated. You called me selfish because I did not want to pay for a $3,600 dinner all by myself. Michael looked down. You left me out of the family photo, I continued. And my mom wrote that no one would miss me. And you still come to ask me what is wrong with me. They stood there awkwardly. Jessica bit her lip. Ryan looked at the floor. My dad spoke carefully. If it is about the photo, your mom already deleted it. I just stared at him. Do you really think this is about a photo? I said, almost whispering. That was just the last straw. Michael dared to speak. Then why? I crossed my arms. When was the last time any of you did something for me? No one answered. When was the last time you asked me how I was? When was the last time you treated me like family and not like a bank account? Chloe frowned as if confused. But we always include you, Jessica said. I did not answer her. You include my money. It is not the same. My mom started crying again. Without your help, we are going to lose the house. I held her gaze. Ask Michael. Ask Chloe. Emily, be reasonable, Michael finally said. You make more. It is not that hard for you. Right then, everything settled inside me. I went to the door and opened it. I want you to leave, I said firmly. Everyone out. One by one they started leaving as if they did not believe I was serious. My mom crying, my dad serious. Michael not turning to look at me. Chloe clutching her purse, Ryan behind her like a shadow. I locked the door, opened my banking app, and canceled the scheduled monthly transfer. I stared at the screen breathing. I felt free. The next 2 weeks they did not stop looking for me. Aunt Carol, Uncle Robert, Cousin Linda, all calling with the same tune. Your mom is devastated. You do not do that to family. Your parents raised you. I listened and hung up. No one asked what they had done to me. No one wanted to hear my side. They just wanted me to cave again like always. A few weeks later I unblocked my parents. Not because I was fine yet, but because I no longer wanted to live with my phone in war mode. Even so, I did not answer. 2 months after Christmas, I was checking inventory in my restaurant office when Maria knocked on the door, looking uncomfortable. Emily, there are some people asking for you. They say they are your parents. My hands went cold. I looked through the office window toward the reception area. There they were sitting, more hunched over, more tired, as if time had crashed down on them all at once. They walked into my office slowly, as if they were going to ask for forgiveness in a sacred place. My mom's eyes were swollen. My dad's face looked dull. Emily, my mom said softly, sitting down without me inviting her. We need to talk. I do not, I said without shouting. There is nothing to talk about. Yes, there is, my dad said with a raspy voice. We came to ask for your forgiveness. I leaned back in my chair and said nothing. The first one to speak was my mom. The photo was wrong, the comment was wrong. We should have waited for you, we should have included you. I deleted it as soon as I realized, she added. And I did not look away. What you did was show me how you see me, I said. That does not get deleted. It is not true, she insisted. It was a mistake. A mistake, I repeated. You wrote only the most loved ones and I was not there. And when they asked about me, you said no one would miss me. That was not an accident. My dad cleared his throat. We have been going to a family therapist, he said. She helped us understand things. I raised an eyebrow. Like what? My mom swallowed hard. Like how we have treated your siblings differently. My dad continued. Like how we have taken you for granted. Like how we ask of you and do not even give you the attention we give them. It felt strange to hear it. Almost unreal. She made us write down everything we have asked of you in the last year, my dad said. The mortgage, the Christmas dinner, the times we called you just to solve problems. My mom lowered her head. When we saw it written down, we realized we were using you. There was a heavy silence. Then my dad continued. We renegotiated the loan. We sold some things we had stored away, and I am back to work now, even if it is hard for me. My mom nodded, wiping her face. And Michael and Chloe are chipping in now, not as a favor, but as their responsibility. We are their parents too. I looked at them, not knowing whether to believe them, but at least it was a concrete action, not just words. We do not need your money anymore, my mom said. We just want our daughter. We know that saying sorry does not fix everything, my dad added. But we want to change. We want to earn your forgiveness. And Michael and Chloe? I asked. My mom took a deep breath. At first they were angry. They said you were exaggerating. My dad finished. But when we explained everything to them and what we saw in therapy, they understood. Chloe cried. Michael too. Both of them want to talk to you. I sat there for a moment, not knowing what to feel. It was the first time I heard accountability, without excuses, without demanding anything of me. Even so, the pain did not go away with one conversation. I am not ready to forgive you, I said. My mom's face fell, but my dad nodded as if he already expected it. We understand, he said. We just wanted you to know that we acknowledge it, and that we are working on it. My mom looked up. Can we ask you something? She said softly. Can we call you sometimes? Not for money, not for favors, just to see how you are. I kept thinking. Maybe, I finally said. But I need time. They left without making a scene. I stayed in my office for a long time with my head full. 3 months passed since that visit and I realized something. They did not look for me to ask for anything, they did not pressure me. Sometimes my mom would just send a short message. I hope you are well, have a good day. No complaints, no drama. And my bank account looked different. Without that $1,000 a month, for the first time in years I was truly saving. I started looking at travel packages, imagining for the first time a vacation that would be mine. Things were going well at work. After the Christmas incident, David gave me a raise. Few people handle something like that so calmly, he told me. And you still showed up here. One day he also spoke clearly to me about the order. By the way, it's sold completely, he told me. The advance payment has been returned. I deposited it to you weeks ago. I did not want to bother you that day. That gesture brought me closure. It was not magic, it was hard work and a helping hand. I also started dating Tom more seriously, the guy from the wine distributor. He already knew my friends, my coworkers, and everyone liked him. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was living for me, not to put out other people's fires. I did not know if I would ever reconcile with my family. The wound was still there, old and deep, but the fact that they finally accepted it, that they sought help, that they took on the consequences and made real changes meant something. Maybe with time we could have a different relationship, one where I am valued for who I am, not for what I pay. But for now I was fine like this. I learned that being alone was better than being used. I learned that I deserved something different and, most importantly, I learned that my value is not measured in money. Comment. Setting boundaries with the people we love most can be one of the hardest things we ever have to do. We often confuse being a good family member with sacrificing our own peace and self-respect. Walking away from situations where you are undervalued is not an act of selfishness, but rather one of necessary self-love. Your worth is never defined by what you can provide financially, or how much you can fix for others. True healing begins when people take real accountability for their actions instead of just offering empty apologies. It takes time to rebuild trust, and you have every right to protect your heart while you wait for genuine change. Sometimes, creating distance is the only way to find your own voice and figure out what truly makes you happy. I hope this reminds you to evaluate the relationships in your life and ensure they are built on mutual respect. You deserve to be surrounded by people who appreciate you for who you are, without any conditions attached. Above all, remember to be kind to yourself as you navigate your journey toward peace and emotional well-being. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.